All right, today we're taking a trip thousands of years into the past, into a world packed with gods, monsters, and some serious magic. We're about to unlock one of history's most mysterious and, honestly, misunderstood documents.
It's the big question, right? Every culture has wrestled with it. But for the ancient Egyptians, well, it was more than a question. It was the central obsession of their entire civilization. They poured all their greatest art and knowledge into figuring it out.
You see, for them, death wasn't the end of the line, not even close. It was a transition, the start of this incredibly dangerous cosmic journey, where the ultimate prize, paradise, was hanging in the balance. This was one trip you absolutely could not afford to mess up.
And to navigate that darkness, to come face to face with demons, and to get on the right side of the gods, you needed a map, a cheat sheet, a book of powerful magic spells. You needed the Book of the Dead.
This is actually how the text kicks off. And notice, it's not about death, it's about life. The real title translates to The Chapters of Coming Forth by Day. It's a promise of being reborn, just like the sun rising every single morning. So let's get into what this book really was.
Okay, first things first, and this is super important. The Book of the Dead isn't a single book like the Bible or the Quran. Think of it more like a personalized spiritual GPS. Each one was a totally unique scroll, a collection of spells and prayers that one specific person would need to get past the particular challenges of the Duat, which is the Egyptian underworld. Now, to make this whole thing feel a bit more real, we're going to follow one person's soul, a man named Ani. He was a royal scribe in Thebes, and his personal scroll, known as the Papyrus of Ani, is one of the most beautiful and complete versions ever discovered. His quest for eternity is going to be our guide. So, before Ani's soul can even start its journey, we have to understand the major powers at play here. There are two gods, above all others, who really define the entire game of life and death. On one side, you've got Ra, the mighty sun god. He's sailing his boat across the sky every day, representing the cycle of life and rebirth. And on the other side, there's Osiris. After being murdered by his own brother, he was brought back to life to become the eternal king of the dead, the supreme judge of the underworld. So really, every soul's journey is a quest to leave Ra's world of the living and get into the eternal kingdom of Osiris.
And you can really feel this difference in the hymns from the book. The prayers to Ra are all about light and creation. He's praised as the creator of the gods, the Lord of heaven, the master of the world we see.
But check out the hymns to Osiris. The whole tone shifts. They talk about eternity, hidden powers, his rule over Abydos, the sacred city of the dead. He is the Lord of eternity, the final boss that Ani eventually has to face.
All right, the divine stage is set. Now Ani's soul begins its descent into the Duat. And this, my friends, is where the real test begins.
See, the underworld isn't some wide-open space. It's more like a series of locked rooms, a kind of celestial obstacle course. Ani has to get through 7 gates, known as the Arts, and every single one is protected by these terrifying guardians whose only job is to stop the unworthy.
And just look at the structure of this thing. It is a relentless, step-by-step gauntlet. There are no shortcuts here, no secret passages. You have to face and pass each gate one by one in order.
And these are not just some generic monsters, no. Each gate has 3 very specific guardians, a doorkeeper, a watcher, and a herald. And just listen to the names for the very first gate. Seket Er Ashtra Karu Haskaru. I mean, these are beings with their own identities, and you better believe they have real power.
So here's the kicker. Ani can't fight his way through. This isn't a test of strength, it's a test of knowledge. To get past them, he has to know the secret name of each and every guardian and then recite the correct spell from his papyrus. His Book of the Dead is literally the key that unlocks the afterlife. After somehow surviving the guardians of all 7 gates, Achani finally reaches his final destination, the Hall of Two Truths. This is it. He's about to face the ultimate, terrifying judgment that will decide his fate for all of eternity. This is the moment everything has been building towards. Ani's heart, which they believed held his conscience and all his memories, is placed on one side of a huge scale, and on the other side, a single ostrich feather. That feather represents Ma'at, the goddess of truth, justice, and cosmic order. The question is brutally simple. Does the weight of everything you did in your life balance against the absolute purity of truth itself?
And this isn't some private little ceremony. A whole divine court is watching. You've got Anubis, the jackal-headed god, who leads Ani to the scales. Thoth, the scribe of the gods, is standing by, ready to write down the final score. And, waiting nearby, is Amit, the devourer. This terrifying creature, part crocodile, part lion, part hippo, is just waiting to gobble up any heart that fails the test.
And in this moment of pure terror, Ani doesn't speak to the gods. He speaks to his own heart. He's literally begging it not to betray him, not to testify against him. It is just an incredibly raw, human prayer, a plea for his own soul to be found pure.
You just can't overstate the stakes here. If Ani's heart is lighter than the feather, he's declared true of voice and gets to live forever in paradise. But if it's heavy with sin, it gets thrown to Emmet, and his soul is annihilated forever. He just ceases to exist, total oblivion.
The scale teeters, the gods are all watching. Ani's soul waits, and then the verdict is in. He did it. Thoth, the ultimate judge of truth, declares Ani's heart to be pure. The scribe passed the test. Amit is going to go hungry tonight. Ani has just proven himself worthy of eternal life.
So what's his reward? It's not some vague, cloudy heaven. It's a perfect, idealized version of the Egypt he already knew and loved. Seketh Aru, the field of reeds. He gets a permanent home with these impossibly tall fields of wheat and barley, endless supplies of food and drink from the gods themselves, and he's free to sail the celestial rivers forever, just thriving for all eternity. And so Ani's journey is complete. But it leaves us with this one pretty intense final thought. The Egyptians believed that every single thing you did, every word you said, every thought you had, it all had weight. And that one day, your entire existence would be put on a scale and measured against pure truth. It really makes you wonder, doesn't it? If your heart were placed on that balance right now, which way would the scales tip?